to Cruise1st TV and thank you for stopping by. And over the next 30 minutes, we're heading east with Norwegian Cruise Line as we showcase the best of their Asia programme for the next year and into 2025. And as you'll see in this show, it really does pay to plan ahead.
Absolutely it does, because we've got low deposits available on this show, so planning is made even simpler. Also means you can enjoy more holiday for a better price tag, as our team have got us not only great cruise prices, but our connections with the airlines, tour operators and hotel brands around the world mean that savings for you are just part of the deal, and all without paying a booking fee. So let's get cruising. And did I mention that all of these offers are all inclusive too? More on that later. So Jo, where shall we go first?
Well, how about Japan, South Korea for 16 nights? Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, and the unexplored territory of the world, the mysterious East. We're going to be leaving on the 31st of October next year, and we're going to fly you to Tokyo, where you'll kickstart your holiday with a 3-night pre-cruise stay in the fabulous Japanese capital.
Incredible.
It's cosmopolitan, it's vibrant, it's exciting. There's so much incredible art, architecture, history, and gastronomy to explore in Tokyo. I don't even know where to start. Well, you've got the famed Shibuya crossing, where you can see up to 10,000 people crossing the street at any one time.
And you could be one of them.
You could be one of them, absolutely. You've actually got Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo, Japan. Yes, we know we're in Tokyo, Japan. Sorry. You've actually got Tokyo Disneyland as well, which is very cool. And the bullet train. Yes, you've got to hop on the bullet train. It's world famous, and it is a must to do when you are visiting this part of the world.
And it's always on time as well.
Always on time with it being Japan.
Very meticulous they are.
Exactly, they're amazing at that. Then we're going to be hopping on board the fabulous and gorgeous Norwegian Sun, a bit of a old friend of mine for your 11-night all-inclusive cruise. And this is brilliant because actually it's all-inclusive. So it's going to include your premium beverage package, your Wi-Fi, excursion credit. You'll have $50 per cabin per port towards your shore excursions. Brilliant. And you'll also have a specialty meal included. So, I mean, there's lots power-packed into this value extreme deal. I mean, there's so much to look forward to on Norwegian Cruise Line. They kind of really were the pioneers when it came to adding the extras into cruising, such as that specialty dining. They're one of the first cruise lines to do it. The teppanyaki, that's so much fun. Remember, you have got that extra little bit of credit towards your dining. And teppanyaki is kind of like a food-tainment experience where you watch the chef cooking up delicious deals for you on a giant hot plate. Very cool indeed. You've also got amazing shows, of course, it goes without saying, you are on a cruise ship, and they are curated by some of the best choreographers in the world, people that work on Broadway in the West End. You know, they create these amazing shows for you to enjoy. The Sun's a lovely size. She's a mid-sized Norwegian ship, so you'll get to know fellow guests and also the staff on board, and they'll make it feel like a home from home for you.
Oh,
really
amazing. So many things to enjoy on board. I think the Norwegian cruise ships are always very bright and vibrant and colourful. They're always all about letting the outside in as well, which is wonderful. So we're cruising out of the port for Tokyo, which is Yokohama. We
certainly are. We're straight into the port for Mount Fuji, which is where you can visit the namesake famed mount with that iconic, of course, crater. Then we're on to Nagoya. Now this is where you can see the famed Nagoya Castle or the Toyota Commemorative Museum. I think that would be really interesting, actually, learning about the history of these automobiles. Osaka's next, and we have an overnight in Japan's culture capital. So this is a place where you can really see some amazing things that make Japan, Japan. You have Universal Studios Japan there, for example. Umeda Sky Building, the giant Ferris wheel, but then there's all these amazing shrines. Then we're on to Hiroshima, where you can see the Peace Memorial Park or the incredible castle. I think I'd just be taking pictures at every turn here of those incredible Schengen shrines. Naha calls us next, and you might want to take a day trip to Tokashiki Island, which is very, very well received with the locals, and the mangrove forests, of course. Naze is up next, and this is a beautiful, tranquil, paradisical island with lovely turquoise waters. Just lovely to see that. Nagasaki next up for us, where you can see the Suwa Shrine or the Inasayama Park and Lookout. Take some lovely views. Then we're on to Jeju. This is the Republic of South Korea, and also known for its paradisical turquoise ocean, lovely waterfalls and rainforests, and so much more. So what an itinerary. And I love that you're going a little bit off the beaten track here in some of your South Korean ports. You disembark in Seoul, of course, the capital, and I would be very tempted to add a couple of extra days onto my stay there.
Yeah, definitely. It's an amazing itinerary, isn't it? Really, really interesting for those of you who've waited for the opportunity to get to Japan. It's very Japan rich, this itinerary. Really, really fantastic. Good to plan ahead as well, because of course we're talking about the end of October next year to start this holiday. In fact, Halloween is the day that it starts. To get this in the diary right now, a deposit of £199 each will do it for you. And I have to say, considering the cruise, which is the lion's share of this holiday, is all-inclusive with so many extra perks as well. Look at this as a price tag, £2,799 per person. Now, I've never tried to price up a holiday out to the Far East yet, not been brave enough, not gone that far yet, but that kind of number kind of feels like, well, that's flights and maybe, you know, a couple of nights somewhere in Japan, maybe a couple of nights in Tokyo, and then back again. Not all of these different places, not all of this travel, not all of these extras that normally I'd be paying out for left, right and centre on a traditional holiday. Really, really good. I know if you're a cruiser, I'm speaking to the converted already, but what an adventure to take you around Japan and into South Korea as well. Let's have a look at the upgrades on the cruise, because as I say, that's the lion's share of this holiday here. 11 nights on Norwegian Sun here, cruising around Japan and South Korea. Really good prices there for your ocean view upgrade, and indeed for your balcony as well. Might be a really, really nice one to enjoy a balcony and treat yourself. And as Joe says, because the cruise ends in Seoul in South Korea, if you wanted to arrange a stay there, or maybe travel on from there to somewhere else that you really, really want to go, then again, you can always tailor the package to make it suit you as well. Love the fact that this also has the stay in Tokyo. So that starts the holiday, flying out to Tokyo, and then 3 nights in a hotel there, room only, before you do the cruise. All of that at £2,799. The whole thing financially protected, of course. We're ABTA bonded, we're ATOL protected as well, and we've done all the arranging for you because we have such big connections. Not just, obviously, as our name suggests, we are Cruise1st, so we have amazing relationships with the cruise lines, but hotel brands, airlines, tour operators around the world. It's brilliant. Remember, we are a worldwide business as well. We have bases around the world. Incredible. So we are looking at Asian adventures in this show. So let's move on to our next one. And this one really, really, do you know what? I think the way that we're feeling so far this year, we're kind of waiting for a little bit of respite, aren't we? We're waiting for a little bit of warmth and real sunshine, not just an afternoon here or there, but a real kind of, oh, I need a break. And this one, I think, will tick the box nicely.
Yes, we're planning ahead for this adventure as well. 3rd of February 2025, and it is your all-inclusive Far East Sun adventure with Bali stay for 19 nights. Sounds fantastic to me. Already you had me at Bali stay.
Yes,
you really did.
me too.
Fly to Indonesia and begin with a 5-night Bali hotel stay. And of course, your flights are included as well. 5 nights in Bali to start this epic voyage on your, of course, on your cruise. Now, I think that that's a brilliant start to any holiday.
And you've been a couple of times, Jo.
I have been a few times. I'd go a few times more if I could. I'm sure I will.
You will.
It's the island of the gods.
Yeah.
It's one of the most friendly places I've ever visited in my life. Honestly, the locals are amazing, very welcoming. The food's fantastic, the weather's great, you've got lush jungles and paddy fields and absolutely beautiful beaches. You've got lovely marine life, you've got incredible temples, of course that's why it's known the island of the gods, such as the Puratana lot, which sits right on the ocean front. Great shopping to be had there as well.
Very zen, very spiritual.
Very zen, very spiritual. If you want to take in a yoga class or a breathwork class or a Pilates, or if you just want to take in a cocktail or 2 or 3.
I just want to take in one of those lounges for now. It looks wonderful.
Oh, yeah, that's Seminyak, the beach at Seminyak, which is the kind of capital, and it is every bit as gorgeous, if not more so, than you see right here in the footage. Now, after your 5-night stay, you'll be boarding the lovely Norwegian Sun. And honestly, this is a real home from home. You'll be on board for 12 nights. I was actually on this vessel for 6 months. She is a lovely vessel. She's a real kind of key ship in the fleet of Norwegian Cruise Lines. And the lovely thing is, with it being sort of mid-size, it's very easy to find your way around. You know, those mega ships are great fun, really all singing or dancing. But this one, super easy, relaxed, very friendly, lovely staff on board. Honestly, they are amazing. And you still have everything that makes Norwegian special, from those incredible restaurants, including the specialty dining. Now, this is all inclusive. So you've got your drinks, your tips, and your Wi-Fi alongside $50 per cabin or per stateroom shore excursion credit, which is great. You also have one specialty dining included in your adventure, so you can choose one of those restaurants to go and enjoy. It might be the churrascaria
on this one, because you're a 12-night cruise. 2 nights
brilliant.
Nights of specialty dining on this one.
Okay, churrascaria, teppanyaki, make sure you use them because you will not regret it. It's such good food.
And the other thing to do is to book them super early, because Norwegian is famed for its specialty dining. So either try and book it before you go with the cruise line, or as soon as you get on board, get those specialty nights booked in.
Just do it. Now, cruising out of Benoit, the port for Bali, and the first port we'll hit is Lombok, which is an archipelago of Bali, and it's a motor vehicle free island. You might want to grab a fat bike, they're sand bikes, and just enjoy the island. Then we have the port for Bali, so more exploring, and maybe in the north of Bali this time. You might head to the famed hot springs, the Banjar hot springs. Next, we're on to Semarang, which is the port for Java, which is, of course, the main island in Indonesia of its 8,000. Amazing culture there. Then Malacca beckons us next. In Malaysia, you might want to ride a trishaw or head to St. Paul's Church ruins, which is lovely hilltop lookout. Next up, it's Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. Amazing. This always exciting and sprawling city is brimming with energy, life and culture, and lovely views at the Petronas Towers. Singapore's next, and the Garden City. Goodness, where do we start here? Great markets, lovely gardens, the Orchid Garden, which is UNESCO World Heritage. Then we're on to Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, where you can head to the famed Mekong Delta, which is a maze of rivers, swamps and tiny islands, where you'll see floating markets and lovely villages along the way. Koh Samui, Thailand's next. And I tell you what, you might just want to be horizontal on the beach here and enjoy that powder white sand. It is amazing. Then we're cruising into the port for Bangkok, where we will disembark and we will fly you home. Of course, it's all included, and you might, I'd say you probably 70-80% chance we might want to add on a little stay here the end.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've never been to Bangkok, you've got to see it, haven't you? You can't just go from the cruise port to the airport and come home.
You've got to see it.
You've got to see it, haven't you? It's amazing. What a brilliant package. I was just thinking as well, because we are advanced planning so far ahead, and stop me if you've heard this before. If you're a regular viewer, you're going to go, oh, here he goes. The reason why we're putting plans in place right now, well, one is because the cruise line have opened up the schedule as far as the beginning of 2025, which is a great thing. And secondly, because have you noticed the price of everything? I won't go on and on and on and on and on, but, you know, the price of everything, you know, it's crazy, isn't it? If I'm offering you this package in, say, the middle of 2024, so say it's July 2024, and I'm talking about this offer, it's going to be a very different price, I think, because the price of everything will have increased. The price that we pay for airfares, for the cruise, will it be all inclusive? The hotel stays, you know, all of those kind of things will have increased in price. By getting it in the diary right now, okay, yeah, the best part of 2 years in advance, we're putting a low deposit down now just to lock in the deal, £199 each today, and the price I'm about to give you, locked in, sorted, guaranteed, which I think is fantastic, which when you think about how broad the travel is on this package, is quite incredible, really. Right, enough waffle, Derek. Does it start with a 6? No. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and run these numbers. Look at that. See, that is not the price you would expect for a package like this, even if it was in a couple of months' time, yet alone nearly 2 years away, the best part of 2 years away. It's an amazing, amazing opportunity. It really is. If you've never been to this part of the world, this gives you plenty of time to look forward to it, plenty of time to budget for it as well. Just £199 each today as a deposit. That's it, that price, locked in, secured, the whole jolly lot. Let's just look at upgrading on the cruise. And also the other benefit of arranging it now for nearly 2 years away is if you want to add that extra stay in Bangkok at the end of the cruise, which you absolutely would want to, wouldn't you? If you've never been there before, you would definitely want to do that. I reckon as well, at the end of this cruise, we could probably hook you up with a few extra nights in Bangkok and probably another cruise from Bangkok on to somewhere else if you wanted to. Just saying. Well, I bet we can. But listen, talk to the team. Set it to us as a challenge if you like, because it's a great starting point this holiday. Remember, you fly out to Bali for a 5-night stay in absolute paradise there. Now, that's in a hotel and room only. So you can do with that time as you want to. Then you're on Norwegian Sun for 12 fabulous nights, sailing and cruising through Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, and ending, of course, in Bangkok. Don't forget the cruise includes, if you book it now, includes your premium drinks, your Wi-Fi, $50 of shore excursion credit for every single port, which is brilliant, and 2 nights of speciality dining. I don't think we can say fairer than that, can we? It's absolutely amazing. If you want to know more, just speak to our team on 0800 953 4700. And these offers into the future as well, by the way, booking into 2025, you can see all of those on our website. And of course, remember, you can break it down by individual cruise lines as well, which is amazing. Now listen, if you're new to us here at Cruise1st TV, first of all, welcome. It's all good news here because we just talk about holidays, which is brilliant. And if you are new to us, here's why so many people put their holiday plans in our safe hands.
With over 20 years of travel experience, when booking with Cruise1st, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. As a fully bonded member of ABTA and Atoll Protected, you have the peace of mind that your booking is safe with us. We've been on your TV screens for over a decade and we guarantee the best cruise prices. If you find one of our offers cheaper elsewhere on TV, then we'll match or beat that price. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday with many of our deals. Just pay a deposit today and then you have until your due date to pay your balance. Plus, we're one of the highest rated cruise agents on Trustpilot with over 5,000 independent reviews. You can be fully confident when booking your next holiday with Cruise1st.
There we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Need a holiday. We all need a holiday at the moment, don't we?
We do,
Don't
and
you
the thing
think?
is, we can't. There's no point saying, "Oh, I'll book it when." I might wait until. Listen, we do not know what's going to happen with prices in the future. We do know if we're looking at what's happening in the world, everything's going up and up and up and up, right? So surely it makes sense to book ahead of time and get these in the diary ready to look forward to. You have till your due date to pay them off. You've got those low deposits. So let's look at another one that's a bit more forward planning for you.
Yeah.
And this is the 25th of March 2025. All-inclusive spice route voyage with Singapore stay for 18 nights. Doesn't that just sound enticing and exciting?
Yeah.
Straight off the bat.
Definitely.
We're going to fly you out to Singapore for a 2-night pre-cruise stay to start your adventure. Great place to become acquainted and accustomed with this part of the world. And I always say, like, Singapore is just easing you into the Eastern adventure because there's a real familiarity to Singapore. You feel very safe and very welcomed. It's very clean. But then you've also got this incredible heritage and history there. You've got beautiful temples, you've got bustling markets, fantastic food. And they do, by the way, if you're not into your spices, they've got tons of restaurants. I mean, some of the best restaurants on earth are in Singapore, like Michelin star dining we're talking about. Then there's the famed Raffles Hotel. Of course, you can grab a Singapore steak. You've got to do it whilst you're in Singapore. Gardens by the Bay, I mean, they are magnificent. You haven't seen gardens like that in your life. And then there's the famed orchid gardens with over 50 species of rare exotic orchids. It's really exciting. And shopping, I mean, if you love luxury, of course it's tax and duty free for you. Shop till you drop on with the luxury shopping, but at the same time you can barter in the markets. Then we're boarding the fabulous Norwegian Sun 15 nights, and I was mentioning before, I spent a contract on board this ship, and she's like an old friend to me, and she'll become like an old friend to you as well. There's definitely an ease and familiarity to being on board this ship, this Sun-class ship.
What was the mix of passengers like? We're talking a few years ago that you were on board, but what was the mix of passengers like on board?
All people from all over the world. So I'd sail out of, I was sailing on this ship out of the port of Miami, but you would definitely get lots of British passengers, Australian passengers, people from all over America. So, you know, other European countries as well. So I think people like to fly from all over the world to join Norwegian fleet when they're in America. But of course, this one is sailing out of Singapore, so it's going to be even more international, which I think is going to be very cool, actually.
Which is good, because it's nice to meet new people and combine your adventures, tell your stories of your travels, hear other people's stories of their travels. That's often what makes a cruise for people as well, isn't it? It is,
and honestly, you might make lifelong friends on this cruise. That's the amazing thing about it. Now, there's lots of signatures on Norwegian Cruise Lines, including their white hot party. It's so much fun. Everyone gets decked out. They have the glow sticks around their wrists and you know, around your neck, and then you're wearing white and you're dancing. And it's just a fun, it's a fun activity for everyone to get involved in. And there's so much more like that on board the ship throughout the cruise. Now, we are cruising out of Singapore, and we're heading straight into fabulous and cosmopolitan Kuala Lumpur, and you can head to the tranquil Port Dickson here on a boat cruise to get away from the hustle bustle perhaps of Kuala Lumpur, which is a fun thing to do. On into Penang. Head to Escape Penang for rope courses and water slides amidst the mangroves. I've heard great things about this adventure park. Then we're on into beautiful Phuket, Thailand. Perhaps you want to visit an elephant sanctuary, which would just be amazing. Or go to the Wat Chalong temple right there on the beach. Now we're into Colombo, Sri Lanka. From heritage trails through to beautiful urban parks, Sri Lanka is a bustling, exciting place. Cochin, India beckons us next. And this is, you must speak to your shore excursions team, by the way, about the ports of call, because they'll have some great recommendations for you. There's so much in Cochin to see. Then we're on into Mangalore, known for its beautiful coconut palms, temples, and pristine beaches. Off next to Goa, described as Hawaii of India. Swim in the beautiful waterfalls there, or visit a spice plantation perhaps. Lots to see. Mumbai's next, and this is a real assault of the senses, an amazing bustling city in South India, from market shopping to temples. Abu Dhabi's up next in the Emirates, where you can visit the Abu Dhabi Louvre Museum, very cool, or take a fabulous and thrilling desert safari. Yeah. Dubai next, and this is known as the City of Gold for a reason. You've got great shopping there, gold souks. You might want to head up to the Palm Jumeirah or Burj Khalifa for amazing sweeping views. Then we are cruising into Doha, where we'll disembark. And of course, this is included in your cruise fare. We're going to fly you home alongside the cruise being all inclusive. So your drinks, your tips and Wi-Fi, and then your premium drinks as well. $50 per port. Per cabin, shore excursion credit as well, and specialty dining. It's very, very cool.
2 nights of specialty dining on this one as well, which is superb. Oh my word, this is such an interesting package, isn't it? We've done quite a few of these spice route cruises over the years. They've always proved very, very popular indeed, because again, it's like a pick and mix of countries and places, isn't it? It's amazing. It really, really is. For me, the highlight on these cruises are the ports in India as well. As Joe says, you've got the contrast between Goa, which is like the beachside resort that everyone heads to. That's where everyone goes to holiday. And then you've got the hustle bustle of Mumbai, and you can see the contrast between them. But so many other destinations as well, other than this. And of course, we can tailor this further if you want to as well. Just speak to our team. So we're talking the 25th of March, 2025. So again, we're talking about the best part of 2 years away, but that's good to do. It's really nice. Sometimes when you're doing something bigger, something more adventurous, something more kind of pinnacle as a holiday, the longer you have to anticipate and look forward to it, almost the better it is, because it's kind of 3 stories, isn't it? You've got all the lead up to the holiday, you've got the holiday itself, which will be unforgettable, and then all the memories that leaves behind as well. And let's never underestimate the fact that you can't pin a price tag on those. On this though, we can. £199 deposit today will get the price tag that we've got here, which is nearly 2 years away, so plenty of budgeting time. Look at that, just under £3,000 per person, which is excellent. If you think of all the ways you can spend £3,000, then I have to tell you, this holiday seems a very, very favourable option, especially when it's so far away. And bear in mind, on this holiday, once you're on the cruise, you could pretty much not spend a pound, a penny, a dollar, a cent, and still have an amazing time because there's so much included while you're on board. Let's look at the upgrade, talking of that. And listen, don't let me spend all of your money, but lots of people do like to treat themselves to that wonderful balcony. It is a special holiday. People that cruise know what kind of cabin they like to be in. We always put the best deal in front of you, and then you choose from there. Do you want to go up to ocean view? Do you want to go up to balcony? Amazing. Remember, factored in on the cruise, you've got a premium drinks package, and it really is absolutely brands that you recognise behind the bar. You know, it's not any old Vino Mucho Colapso. You will absolutely be looking at those bottles behind the bar, and you will know the names of them as well. I know that's your favourite, Mr. P, but you can get that elsewhere. You've got a Wi-Fi package included. You've got $50 of shore excursion credit per port, which is brilliant, and 2 nights of speciality dining, which is amazing. And you've got lots of choices on board in speciality: Los Lobos, La Bistro, Churrascaria, La Cucina, sushi, teppanyaki. You take your pick, and you can do 2 of those as part of your package, which is brilliant. 0800 953 4700 is our telephone number, and remember, we're here to talk to 7 days a week. I hesitated there for a second because I was thinking, is that our telephone number? Yes, it is. 0800 953 4700. As well as calling us, you can also visit us as well. So if you're looking for something slightly nearer to date, have a look here.
When you log on to Cruise1st.tv, you're opening up the virtual brochure on over 20,000 cruise holidays. If you've seen a cruise on TV, just search the cruise reference number to find out more details, upgrade options, and to book. If you're looking for inspiration, you can search by cruise line, including Royal Caribbean, Celebrity Cruises, Norwegian Cruise Line, Princess, and P&O. Or search by cruise type, date, departure port, destination, or browse our late and hot deals. With cruises available from only £50 per person deposit, log on to www.cruise1st.tv. Your next dream holiday is only a click away. Cruise First, second to none.
Second to none for a reason.
Yeah, well, you might want to go away in 6 weeks' time.
Well, absolutely, and just check out that Trustpilot review, that scoring that we have. It's incredible, and that's something I always go by when I'm booking anything.
Yeah,
I think it is like a dead cert that, you know, you guys are honest about the experience you have, and you want to share that with other people. And the experience with Cruise First is always second to none. I mean, honestly.
Well, and remember with Trustpilot, you know, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's whatever people wanted to say, which is great because, you know, it's very, very honest. You know, not everything's going to be absolutely 100% absolutely perfect. It's travel, for heaven's sake.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like trying to knit yogurt, trying to arrange travel. But on the whole, do you know what I mean? We are absolutely brilliant at putting packages together and bringing you amazing customer service. And when things do go wrong, and they do from time to time, it's the way that we fix it that really matters, and that's what keeps our reputation.
And we are working on a way to knit yogurt as well for the future. so watch this space.
Yeah, definitely.
You never know.
We'll be there. I think that's particularly important when you're talking about a show like this, because you are talking about adventures far off, far away. So you want to make sure, first of all, the company you're dealing with has been around. You know, we're not just, you know, Johnny come lately, have arrived 2 weeks ago. We've been in business for a long, long time. And indeed that we are well recommended by our customers as well, and ABTA bonded and ATOL protected. It's all important. And listen, all important is more of your company after this show, because we've got lots more adventures. Thank you for your company for now. Bye-bye.